3:00, so we're going to get started. We can hear you online, so thank you for participating and thank you everyone for attending. We have a quorum, so I'm going to call this meeting to order. The adoption of the agenda. Do I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
A second?
Second.
All right, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it. We'll adopt the agenda. Approval of the consent agenda. On the consent agenda is the governing board work session minutes of August 13th, 2025, the governing board meeting minutes of August 27th, 2025, the financial report, and the architectural services agreement for the Student Hub project A02-26. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
A second?
Second.
All in favor?
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
All right, the ayes have it. We've approved the consent agenda. Action on items removed from the consent agenda for discussion. We didn't remove any. Action items non-consent, which is approval of the governing board goals for fiscal year 25-26. We discussed these at the work session 2 weeks ago. Are there any questions or more discussion? Okay, Lena?
I would like to amend the goals to remove the names of all, the names that are designated for board members, mainly because there's only 3 names, not all 5 board members are assigned to lead the goals. And second, because those names might change as of January. And I feel like these are the board goals that all board members are the goals for the whole board as one group. So I would like to remove the names.
Okay. I will say the names are only there as an advocate, not a responsibility, so that we have someone to reach out to ask questions and help facilitate just one point of contact. But
not all 5 names are there, so to me it feels a little bit unbalanced.
right, and as you and I discussed last week or 2 weeks ago, in 3 months, all the names will change. So
Exactly.
does anybody, any more discussion on that? Okay. Oh, go ahead.
Is this on? Yeah, okay. So, I mean, I don't object to that, but I think that we do have to have somebody sort of in charge of making sure that we're working on it, not necessarily doing the work. It's just about, okay, we need to work on this goal now, and whoever's the responsible party is the one that gets someone together and starts working on whatever those agenda items are. But
Yeah, and that's, I mean, in January, certainly the new board could talk about who would be the POCs for those, and it's just a way to keep us focused and to let the college know what some of our most important criteria are, or not criteria, but interests. Okay, so do I have a motion then to approve the goals with the amendment to remove the names as advocates?
I move.
All right, a second?
I'll second.
All right, all in favor?
Second.
Aye.
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 Okay, all right, so the board goals passed for fiscal year 25-26. Moving on to section 7, information items, the enrollment report. Dr. Ortiz Gallegos. And thank you for sending that to us early.
Sorry, how early? Because I have to go back. I didn't see it in this week. Was it before?
We got it last Friday, I think.
The
Was
last-
that when you sent it out?
The beginning of this week.
Oh, the beginning? Okay.
Let me look up. Okay, I'll take a look. I didn't see it. I saw one, but it was like a week
it
or
was
2
Monday.
old.
Monday? All right. Thank you. All right, over to you.
Thank you. Yeah, there we go. Thank you, Chair Pugh, members of the board, Vice President Peters. Getting you the enrollment report on Monday was an error on my part. I should have gotten it to you last week, and there was a number of things happening, but great news is that the numbers are good. And I did break down the summer enrollment information for you. You will see that overall we looked at end of term, the race and ethnicity, the age groups, the student types, degree status, and what have you. We were down ever so slightly in head count, but up in overall student credit hours, which was really good. We did see a significant increase in race and ethnicity for our Black student population. We continue to see an increase in our age group of 35 to 54. We had our largest growth of 45 to 54-year-olds, and we are seeing some really good numbers of our new students and new first-time freshmen, not on this report, excuse me, on the new students overall, and overall increase of students who are looking at seeking a degree, who are non-dual credit students, dual credit students, and overall in non-degree seeking student population. And that is the summer report. The fall report, which I think there was a lot more questions about specifically, we are looking very, very strong in comparison to end of term last fall. End of term last fall was December. This enrollment report that you're looking at for fall of 2025 is as of 9/22. We are ahead, 3% in head count and 5% in student credit hours, which is very good. We are seeing an increase in our Hispanic, White, and American Indian populations, an increase overall in age groups of 25 to 54-year-olds. Our continuing numbers, which is really tied directly to retention, continues to increase. We're at a 4% increase. Our new student population was up 12%. Our new first-time freshman numbers from high school, New Mexico high school students is up 9%, and our overall high school numbers are up 3%. When we look at our degree status for our students, we are up 3% in degree seeking for our non-dual credit population. So it's anyone in dual credit programs or high school programs. We're looking at an overall increase, so that includes all students to include high school and dual credit students of 3% increase, and a general increase of our non-degree seeking status students at an increase of 5%. What I included on this report were academic programs. These aren't all of them, but these are the ones that saw the most growth this fall semester. You see there we have our Associates of Arts, Business Admin, and Human Services. Both saw a good increase. For our AAS, our General Studies, Allied Health, and Nursing all saw some really good increased numbers. And for our Associates of Science, Computer Science, we saw a 3% increase. Our new first-time freshmen, which is another population that you all were specifically asking for. These are the programs that primarily the majority of the students are in right now. The numbers that you see on the right are total headcount that are enrolled in those particular programs, or who have declared in those particular programs now as new first-time freshmen. What you don't have, but I did just receive, is from our financial aid office, and I can get you a copy of this, is some really good news, because as of census date, which is the third Friday of the semester, our financial aid office distributes financial aid funding to our students who applied and who were eligible. Federal Pell Grants that were dispersed were over $1,341,000. Our SEOG grant, which is a state grant, was $11,000. Our New Mexico State Grant, SIG, was over $24,000. Our Road to Success was $61,000. Lottery Scholarship, $29,000. Opportunity Scholarship, $183,000, and Institutional Scholarships, $67,000. In general, we have quite a few students who received funding this fall semester. Pell Grant alone was 500 students. Opportunity Scholarship, 258. Institutional Scholarship, 93 students. But we're not done awarding. This is just the beginning, and this was just the first round of awarding that financial aid did. And so I'll get you all a copy of this. This just came out hot off the press as I was walking out the door over here, and I thought you all would appreciate to learn this financial aid information as well.
Yeah,
So with that, I stand for any questions at this time. It's important to note that our fall semester is not done with registration. We still have a lot of late starting classes. In fact, from Monday's report that I provided you all to today, we've already enrolled another 42 students. So the numbers will continue to fluctuate, and so at the end of the semester, I'll have more of a end of term comparison for you all.
Sounds fabulous. Oh. Who has a question?
Suzuki.
Oh,
Member
Zuby?
Yeah, I'm wondering, so when we're looking at the data on the enrollments, are those including dual credit students, or are they separated out totally?
No, Member Wilson, I appreciate that question. If you look at the head count, which is the very first row, that is overall. That's an overall number. So that includes dual credit and all continuing students, new students, every student type. When you look at student type, Member Wilson,
Okay.
I believe that might help you a little bit more. Under student type, we do have new first-time freshmen from New Mexico High School and a high school number as well. So our high school number, 869 for fall of 2025, that's your dual credit number. Dual credit in high school.
So are all of our students in dual enrollment considered non-degree seeking? Or is that a choice they can make, or do we generally consider them non-degree seeking?
Member Wilson, dual credit students have an option to also declare a major. And if you take a look at under degree status, you'll see degree seeking dual credit students. 715 students are currently declaring a major.
And in terms of completions, how are our dual credit compared with the general population students?
That is a great question, and I can get that data for you and present it at the next meeting. I don't have that data in front of me at this time.
Thank you so much. That would be wonderful.
Thank you. Any other questions? Lena? Chair German?
Thank you. Great data. There was an enrollment report that we were also getting regularly in our email, so it's not this report. The other report did mention, and I've been waiting to see you to ask this question. It mentions the number of courses. It's not in this report, but it's in the other reports that you've sent. And my question there was number of courses. The one that came to us was like September 9, 2025. And I'm just curious about why the number of courses have dropped. Like fall 2024, there were 773 courses. In fall 2025, we have 780. Actually, it went up. It didn't go down. Okay. That must not be the report I was looking at.
Board Member German, that number will fluctuate.
It
And
does
the reason why
fluctuate.
that number fluctuates for current enrollment is based off of the activity within the class. So for fall of 2024, we had 773 classes that had enrollment. For fall of 2025, we currently have 788. So as I mentioned just a minute ago, we're still enrolling for late registration courses. So some of those courses might have a zero enrollment just because students are still trying to register or go through that registration process. So the number just will fluctuate based off of the enrollments.
Yeah, because I've seen it up and I've seen it down.
Right.
Okay. Thank you.
And if I could add, having that number go down a bit is not necessarily a bad thing. We are doing a lot of work with scheduling, as you all have heard, previous meetings. And so it's our feeling that the more work we do with scheduling, the better able we are to gauge the number of sections we need, the fill rates, coming closer to the caps, that kind of thing. And so you might see fewer classes, but that's not a bad thing.
Okay. Thank you.
Question?
Yes.
So on the fall, the age group 45 to 54, the 13% increase, what can you attribute that to? Anything in particular? Are we marketing specifically to that group, or?
I think that's the golden question right now, Member Siegel. Why do we have an increase in some age populations and not in others? Anecdotally, we've been working with students, and what we have found is that our creative scheduling has really helped them. The multiple modalities has also helped them. As a more than likely a working adult within this particular age range has probably limited time to attend a regular class at 8 o'clock in the morning, and so offering an asynchronous course for them might be more of an opportunity, and so they're taking advantage of that. And I do believe that marketing is doing an incredible job of marketing to all age groups and really sharing with them all of these opportunities that we have with the creative scheduling.
Thank you.
Do you think it's career retraining? Is that what?
I appreciate that question, Chair Pugh. There's a lot of national research that shows that it is right now. Where we're at, I don't have that information, but I do know that a lot of them are coming into a number of different programs, and they are being degree-seeking students, so perhaps it's a second type of career for them. I'm not sure, but anecdotal data does kind of steer us in that direction just with what we're seeing and the populations and the programs that they are majoring or declaring in at this time.
Do we know which those programs are?
I can definitely get that data for you as well.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to see.
For all age groups?
Sure. Yeah, if you had it by all age groups. Give us a little more insight into who's interested in what. All right. Any other questions?
Just maybe
Member
maybe I
Gurman?
missed it. Why are we missing some age groups, especially the age group I belong to?
No, I appreciate that, Member Gurman. This list is only primarily the ones that saw the most significant increase.
Oh.
I can provide all of them, but at the last meeting or the one before, you had asked for the ones that really show the most increase, but I can definitely add more on there if you'd like. We can pull them all in, and I could provide all of that information if you would like.
I'm curious for the ones younger than 25, really, the young age group. But and just being like type A personalities, like when I see all of the age groups.
Okay. I will, next report, I'll make sure I have all age groups in there for you all.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right. Any other questions? Thank you, Dr. Ortiz-Gallegos. That was very interesting. Okay. New Mexico Grow legislative appropriation for workforce training. Ms. Sweden, hello. How are you?
Good afternoon, and sorry, being organized. Thanks for inviting me to talk to you about this. Is this working? Yes.
Yeah.
We, in 2023, the legislature approved $60 million for non-credit workforce training so that they would start funding it for our students who are not eligible currently for this kind of training through Opportunity Scholarship and other financial aid packages. So the money is $60 million over 3 years. This is the first full year of $20 million going to colleges across the state. And Santa Fe Community College's share of that is $1,058,000. So I've prepared some charts here to give you a little overview of the programs that we're offering and the students that are taking these classes. There were 19, statewide, there were 19 higher education institutions that got this money. Of the $20 million, actually only $14 million was expended. So there's a surplus of $6 million, which theoretically will be redistributed to colleges across the state who expended all their money, which we did. So we're waiting to see what happens with that. But it gives us a chance to help more of our students. There were 224 programs statewide. There were 6,200 students served. And the average age of the student was 35 years old. And there was a 94% completion rate statewide. So this first chart here shows you the different industry clusters that we're working with. And we determined these industry clusters based on HED asking us to provide programming for jobs in demand. So that's how we chose these sectors. And it also happens to coincide with stuff that we were already offering, that we were offering very successfully. The next chart is literally a list of the classes that we offered, how many students were enrolled in each class, what the completion rate was for every class, the average age of the students, and the percent of students that we could find in a follow-up survey who are employed, either as a result of this training. A lot of our students come and they are skilling up, so they're not necessarily coming to us unemployed. So that's helping them get promotions and raises. And then the final chart actually is our accomplishments. So we had 415 students who completed. They earned, and of that group, 350 of them earned 776 industry-recognized credentials. So those are things like OSHA 10, fiber optic technician certificates, 3D printing through the New Collar Network that's affiliated with MIT. So those are sort of examples of the kinds of certifications they got. There's some student data here that's quite interesting that you can see just broken out demographically. And then again, we're doing post-surveys after the training. 90 days after the training, we're checking in with students to find out, are you working? Did you get a raise? Kind of what's your story? That work is ongoing, and so this is a snapshot at this time that we gathered this data. We will be tracking these students over time. And then the other thing is we have an interesting partnership that we were able to create with the Early Childhood Center of Excellence, where we are able to pay for pre-apprenticeships for their students. So the students who complete that training, they get their degree or their certificate, but a student has to complete a pre-apprenticeship and training with a child care center in order to get licensed. So we were able to do that for 23 of our students, 22 of whom got employed after the training was complete. So that's our story. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Question?
Yes.
Member Siegel.
I think this is great. I have some questions, though, about some of those programs like early childhood where we have an educational degree. So are certificates that people get feed into that degree, or
So in those
stacking,
cases,
or
what happened, they completed their degree, but then in order for the students to get a paid pre-apprenticeship or apprenticeship, somebody has to have money to pay. And so some of the funding sources that early childhood had been using were not available. And this money could be used for those students. So the money can be used for credit-seeking students. They are not currently credit-seeking at the moment that they're enrolled in our program, but a number of the other colleges across the state have done the same thing to help their students who are graduating then have paid apprenticeship, pre-apprenticeship, or internship experiences so they can actually get employed.
okay, but once you have your degree, you don't necessarily have to have an internship in early childhood to go to work for a program.
Apparently with some of these places, you need it for your licensure. So that was my understanding, and that's why we formed this partnership with them.
I've never heard that as a requirement for...
I can do some checking on it.
Okay, yeah. And what others would, I mean, we have a degree program in film, don't we? And
So the film students were specifically in an intensive program for them to get employed by the industry directly as, oh shoot, I forgot the job title. There's certain job titles. Thank you. Production assistants.
okay.
My colleagues who are also deeply in partnership with us in delivering all this stuff. So those people may or may not have degrees in film, but it may be that they want to try and break into the industry, and so production assistant is a pathway in that does not require you to go through the union. And so that's specifically what that training was.
And so you're tracking them to see if they come back for a degree at all? Is that part of your
They
post?
self-present, and Milton is deeply involved in this program as well. So hears from students who are interested in taking this training. So he helps us with our recruitment. So sometimes there are people who have been in our program, and sometimes they haven't been in our program. They might have been in a program at UNM or somewhere else, or no film background at all, but they want to try and break into the industry.
Linda?
Okay.
Do you have another?
Yeah, I have a question.
Okay, Member Gurman?
Thank you. I'm really curious about the post-program responses. I mean, here it shows like 60% employed full-time. But is this like they were not employed and then after the program they were employed, or what's the change? I mean, are they employed because of the program?
We don't have that data. So we are actively working together with CNM Ingenuity, and other independent community colleges across the state to have a uniform survey process. We are just launching that right now. So we are going to go deeper into those survey questions going forward. So this is a quick snapshot. I don't have comparison data at this point, and so we're refining. So it's been very interesting, this whole journey, because the legislature appropriated this money. We learned about it pretty much right before, like in June of last year. Right. We didn't receive our appropriation until October, so we missed the whole first quarter. And at the time, HED gave us kind of the guidelines. The guidelines evolved over the course of the year as we all gained experience. So this is truly a program that is being built as it's being delivered. But in addition, because of our collective experience, we're refining it, and we're finding out better ways to help our students. Because mostly this is really about the students who we want to succeed. We're also learning that a lot of people are really trying to skill up. So HED was very surprised to see how old the students were. But practitioners like us, we know how old the students are because we have them in our classes all the time. So it's, there's a report that's going to come out from HED probably next week that will give more details on this, but it's very interesting, but it's a part of our colleges that the student population is growing. And so there's more people who want to be served by these programs.
Great, thank you.
Another question.
Member Single?
So we didn't know that the legislature had allocated this money to HED and Workforce Solutions for...
Well, we knew it was coming, but we didn't know the rules of engagement.
Okay,
Nobody
so
had.
it took
You're going to get some money. We don't know how much you're going to get. We'll get back to you later about that. And oh, by the way, here's some industry sectors. And then can you send us a plan, which we did. We sent them a work plan of how we would deploy this money and for what industry sectors.
To HED.
To HED. Okay. Then HED wrote a memorandum of understanding with us that we all had to sign, but it didn't get signed until September 29th of last year. So then we had to start scrambling to deploy. So anything that happened before that date, they didn't allow us to run through this program. So last year was very exciting, and we got a lot done, and we were very proud of that. And this year, hopefully, will be a little bit smoother, and we've all gained experience.
So some of the money went to Workforce Solutions.
Not from this money.
Not from this.
No.
That's other money that's
Correct.
in Workforce Solutions
Yes.
that we're getting.
This is 100%
HED.
just for non-credit workforce training through colleges,
Through HED.
through HED, and delivered through colleges.
But we do get money from Workforce Solutions, don't we, for certain non-academic?
Well, we've gotten 2 contracts this year, our department. Of course, there's always WIOA. So colleges can offer programs through WIOA and have that money pay for it. So that's through Workforce Solutions. And then Workforce Solutions had issued some contracts as a pilot program for pre-apprenticeship programs. So Santa Fe Community College is one of 6 entities in the state that got money from that program, and we got for 2 different programs. So we got it for broadband and for, my memory's gone badly awry today, I'm sorry. For Energy Smart Academy, for energy auditors. So we have those $200,000 contracts. In theory, there's several $1 million available through Department of Workforce Solutions in the future. So they're running a pilot with us and these other entities right now, again, to build and work out the bugs, and then they're going to award more money next year.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Zuby, do you have a question? I can't see him, so I don't know if he's, no?
I'm really glad this is working out. I think it's something that's really important that we are able to get some funding for non-credit courses from the state, and I hope that will continue.
All right, thank you. I do have a question. So under percent of completers attaining employment, I mean, you have great statistics, but we have a couple, 33%, 55% with the film and TV technician, 56 down here with IC3 certification in digital literacy, and 55 in 3D print tech intensive. Do we know why those are kind of the exception to the otherwise pretty great numbers for people attaining employment?
The one with 50%, we know exactly. There were 4 students in the class. One person got seriously ill and had to withdraw. And then the fires and floods in Ruidoso wiped out the internet. So it was an online class. And so that was that story. And some of the other ones, let's see.
33% in 3D print tech intensive.
Are you looking at this chart? This number?
The percent, yeah, the last column, very last column, the percent of completers attaining employment. And so they've completed the program and then gone on to be employed.
That's a harder group of students to place because you don't really have quite enough skills yet after this particular class. So again, what we're also learning is, you took this class, but now we need you probably to take this next advanced class because Lanel is hiring 3D printing people, a lot of dental offices, they're starting to show up in medical devices and so on, but you don't quite have enough skill at this point to attain a job. So we actually are looking at adding like what the next step is so that we can actually figure out how to really help you get a job.
Oh, okay.
So that's some of that is because of that.
Okay, and then
Film is just
film, I was a little
it's not
surprised.
happening right now, I'm sorry to say.
Oh, it's not?
The film productions are just very quiet at the moment. So that's partly why that is.
Oh, okay.
On that point, Netflix only did 2 films in the last year.
Really?
Netflix, that huge multi-million-dollar campus out south of Albuquerque. 2 films. Films are really down in the state. Which makes you wonder why they would be building a film studio in Midtown, the city. But that's another issue. Yeah, any place, even ours.
Okay, one other request I have is when the HED report comes out, do you mind giving it to Audrey and she could share it with us?
I would be happy to because we got a little preview, so it has some happy news in there about our college. So.
Oh, that'll be great.
Fiber optic technician training.
Good, excellent.
Thank you.
And Audrey, you're okay sending that out to all of us? Thank you. Okay, any other questions? Anybody? Well, thank you. That was it's nice to have an insight into that. I know we've been talking about it, but seeing it all, the information together is really nice, so thank you. All right, next section, Section 8, Communications, the Faculty Senate Report. Is Dr. S.J. Miller on the line?
Yes, I'm here.
All right.
I'm here. 1 second. 1 second. Didn't realize we were going to be up so soon.
That's our goal, is to move through this, right? We did the heavy lifting at the work session.
Awesome. Okay. I'm rushing to my desk. Give me 1 second. Okay. Good afternoon, Chair Pugh, Vice President Peters, let's see, Member Siegel, Lishanatova, Happy New Year, and to Member Garman and Member Wilson. I have a little bit more to present today than I usually do. We had a very rich faculty senate meeting 2 weeks ago. We have our next meeting coming up this Friday. So first of all, we had 2 presentations. We had the wellness team present to us, as well as having a hearty discussion around Title IX updates, around postpartum parents, and the support plan for student parents. We also had the Student Hub overview. Helen Doherty and Lisa Gavioli came and presented to us about the Hub. A couple of things that also emerged during our meeting. One was we would like to have, and I think it's happening already, my understanding is Dr. Maramoto is going to be working on this. We want to see a document, we need to see a posting around what happens when ICE comes to campus. We all are very aware that we need to escort them or they need to go directly to security. However, we don't have anything up on our website about that. Yash, did you want to jump in on that?
Thank you, Dr. Miller. Just real quick,
Yeah.
so we've done some research, and there is a current procedure about security offices and how they're supposed to handle law enforcement on campus. One of the concerns that we received, and rightfully so, is like, what do you do when staff members approached by law enforcement authorities? And so I've spoken with Vice President Hess and Chris Gettler, which is the head of security, and they are in the process of updating that procedure so that that's in there. So thank you so much for the Faculty Senate's valuable input there.
Fantastic, thank you.
So, just a quick question. So where will
Yeah.
they see that then?
Currently, the campus security has its own website and the procedures on there about how campus security is supposed to perform their duties. They'll be on there.
Oh, so did you want it posted though?
That's on
Dr. Miller?
posted
No?
on the website.
Okay, on the website. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay,
On our,
There.
on our SFCC website of their page, yes.
got it. Okay.
Okay, let me continue.
Is this something that needs to go on the website?
It is, it's on the security page, that's where it will go on the website. And that's probably the
But,
most appropriate.
but it
place.
needs to be publicly put somewhere.
I think the security page is the place.
Okay.
for it.
Okay.
Thank you for clarifying. Next up, we had a great visit from Dr. Ortiz Gallegos, who came to meet with us about chess, in particular, a grade change policy that changed over the summer. There were faculty who were concerned that the grade change within Canvas was not, we didn't have a good strand of communication. Most faculty are off during the summer, and so the change happened without conversation, and we've already talked to administration about this process, and everybody is on board understanding like how we need to better communicate changes that are coming down through chess. And as a result of the wonderful presentation that Dr. Ortiz Gallegos gave, we would like to, and we're going to be meeting with with Margaret Peters and with Dr. Ortiz Gallegos about requesting that somebody receives an ATA so that they can be part of the change management team. Currently, we do not have any faculty on the CMT. We know it's a tremendous amount of work, but it's a request that we're hoping can come together. Another concern that was brought up has to do with prerequisites. As some of you know, some of our prerequisites were taken away or removed, in astronomy, biology, chemistry, geology, and physics. And along with the chess concern, what was presented was that some faculty feel that students may circumvent prerequisites elsewhere and then come to SFCC unprepared. And so as we're moving forward with the CMT to continue these discussions with the larger body of chess. Let's see. There were some other concerns also that came up around moving from 16 to 8-week courses. And I know that Dr. Lopez is leading a flexible course initiative and where some of these issues are going to be addressed. But the concern is that when you convert a 16 to 8-week course and you collapse that into, a semester, it's a complete revision of the course, putting more into the 8 weeks than, you would probably respectively have over time. And it doubles the contact hours in terms of providing feedback, scoring, whether it's exams or quizzes, and it does put a burden on faculty for that curriculum redesign. Some faculty said that they were concerned about rushed feedback. Some were concerned about greater impact on absences, what happens when you're absent from an 8-week course, as well as creating maybe a bottleneck for students that are taking multiple 8-week courses and having a conflict around several midterms, or even having an 8-week course and a 16-week course, a conflation between the two. People were concerned about trying to understand how this is going to be assessed ultimately so that we have a better understanding of how effective this is going to be. Let's see what else. Last time I was here, I presented some information about about our adjunct faculty representatives. Now that they have come on board, this Friday, they are going to be doing a presentation around contracts. So they've invited all adjuncts to come to Faculty Senate. What they are requesting, and again, they're going to do this presentation in front of us to get our feedback, is they would like to see that contracts are issued at least a week in advance of courses starting, or even 2 weeks, and to be fairly compensated in the event a contract is canceled by the college. So we have a few action items, and some of those I've already mentioned, but like I said, to have the ICE response procedure up on the website, to have us ATA for the CMT, the acronym words, to make sure that communication is stronger around changes that come from chess, and to review the 8-week course data and outcomes and see how that's impacting our programs and how effective it is. And that's it. So I stand for any questions.
All right, thank you. Any questions, Dr. S.J. Miller? Member German? Did you have a question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how to ask the question. If we moved to an 8-week course, what would the load be on the professors? Isn't it would be cut in half for every 8 weeks?
It's a great question, and that actually came up. So no, you would still receive. It still would be a fully credited course for yourself. But you would be consolidating 16 into 8 weeks. So it's just the same amount of workload, but it's a massive restructuring of the course, and it's a more rushed pace for students. For instance, when I teach summer school, I'm converting a 16-week to an 8-week. It's a lot of work to do that. So we're still compensated the same way for an 8-week course as we would be.
A full-time professor needs to teach, 12 or 15 credits per semester?
15 pay hours per semester.
15.
And so
pay,
changing a class from 16 weeks to 8 weeks would not change the credit hours, the pay hours, none of that would change. So they would still, full-time faculty would be required to do those 15 pay hours per semester, or 30 pay hours over a year for 9-month faculty. The 8-week, 16-week format would not be any different.
Right. And so, but they would teach maybe 7 credits for 8 weeks and then 8 credits for the second 8 weeks within a semester to add to 15 credit hours?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm saying...
If that's the way their schedule is organized, they could teach a combination of 8-week classes and 16-week classes. They could teach, 2 8 weeks in the first 8 weeks of the semester, 2 or 3 8 weeks in the second 8 weeks of the semester. It just depends on what their schedule is. But yes, what you're describing is correct. Yeah.
So why do you feel, Dr. Miller, that there's more work for the professor when it's still the same number of pay credit hours?
Well, first of all, you're converting a course. So, for instance, I'm in teacher education. I am collapsing ostensibly, an entire 15-week course into 8. It's like, how do you make those decisions about what to cut? And you've got to also make your Canvas modules fluid. So they're not going to be fluid. You don't just cut off, right? I mean, it might be module 7 that makes more sense now in the first, and then you have to, seamlessly, you're telling a narrative, right, to your students. So it really is a lot of reworking of those, and many people have modules that they've been using for quite a bit of time, and to go back in and to kind of resuture those is a lot of work. You're also asking a little bit more of your students because, again, you're collapsing the information into a shorter time period.
I think I've heard a lot of good and success stories about the 8 weeks courses. So maybe we need to learn from other colleges a little bit, because it seemed to me like the data I've seen shows more student success with 8-week courses, because this next generation, including our generation, are like instant gratification, like to feel accomplished sooner rather than later. To finish a course in 8 weeks, it kind of boosts the students' confidence in accomplishing their coursework and degrees and retention even. That's the data I've seen. And
I don't think there's any argument about that. There are some faculty, and again, I'm saying some faculty, who are concerned about this. I think 8-week courses personally are great. I love them. It still is a lot of work. But ultimately, we're here because we're student-centered, right? That we need to look at how that's going to impact graduation rates. Students can take more courses in a semester. There are lots of great benefits.
Yeah. It sounds like sorry, I'm sorry. It just sounds like we just need to help out the professors to have a little bit more prep time for the first time if they're converting a 6-week to an 8-week. Maybe. Just need a little bit more prep time. But it just seems to me that it's the same amount of information. It's just, it's better for the students. But how can we help the faculty just prep better, maybe? And don't we have a Center of Teaching and Learning coming up to help with that?
We do indeed, and that's one of the things they're absolutely going to help with. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Any
I
other?
see Member Wilson's. Sorry.
A couple questions. So, Dr. Miller, I understand what you're saying too, and I don't think it's better for all students in all scenarios. I can think of when I was teaching, a final project that the students would be able to start after the first half of the semester. They would have 8 weeks to complete. Now they have 4 weeks to complete in an 8-week course. So I think there's a lot of scenarios where I know teaching full courses in the summer in 8 weeks, I found success rates were lower just because it was a lot of information students had never had time to wrap their head around, and just the amount of time to absorb it, I think, is an issue. But I guess my question for the faculty really is, when you change it to an 8-week class, is that it's same contact time? Is it doubling the number of meetings per week, or is it increasing the length of the sessions, typically?
I'm going to turn that around. That's not a question I can answer. I don't know if Vice President Peters or if Dr. Lopez is in the room.
It could be either. It could be longer classes, the same number of class meetings, but longer meeting times. It could be more classes within a week.
Yeah, like Monday through Friday or Monday through Thursday instead of twice a week.
Most often, I think it's longer class periods. But go ahead, Dr. Lopez.
Thank you, Chair Pugh, members of the board. You know, at my prior institution, we went through this transition for the two largest departments, teacher education and business administration. And I will say that the students, statistically, they love it, okay? You know, the majority of the students, they love the model. But the second group that actually loved the model after the implementation was the faculty. Those who change, okay, to the 8 week, they will never go back to the 60. It's very similar to what happened, okay, prior to COVID. Nobody wanted to teach online, okay? They were forced, and now nobody wants to teach face-to-face. It's kind of the same thing, okay, because the faculty, they benefit exactly of the same thing that the students are gonna benefit. The students are just doing 2 courses at a time. It's 2 homeworks, 2 exams, okay, they have to prepare only for 2 classes. The same happened with the faculty. So yes, the transition is hard, yeah, it takes time, but I will say, we are doing this in a very careful way. There are gonna be 19 programs that are gonna change to 8 weeks starting fall 2026, 6 associate degrees and 13 certificates that are typically already subsets of these associate degrees. And most of these programs are already running as 8 weeks. Probably the main change is gonna happen with the general education, because we don't have enough general education in 8 weeks. So that is where the main change is gonna happen. But the reality is that we have always offered summer classes, okay? And they have been 8 weeks. So if it has worked, okay, in the summer, why is not gonna work during the regular semester?
Some have been even 4 weeks.
Pardon?
In the summer, we've even had 4 weeks.
Yes, yes. It is very typical that successful institutions, like in Texas, Amarillo College, Odessa College, what they do in the summer is that they have broken, okay, the summer in 5-5, okay, so two terms of 5 weeks and 5 weeks. So now the students, they do 2 courses in the first 8 weeks, 2 courses in the second 8 weeks, 2 courses in the summer, 2 in the fall, and now you have 30 credits. This is what is not happening today, okay? Our data right now at Astra, the scheduling software, is telling us that the students are only completing, in average, like 3.7 credits that are productive credits. That's why our retention rate and graduation rate is so low, okay? We can definitely move the needle using this approach. Yeah, but it's gonna be hard, okay? But we are gonna be providing professional development. We are working with the faculty. We have 3 faculty members in this task force. So we are going to try to address all these needs and concerns. But this is the right decision, okay? I'll put my life in this one, okay? This is gonna change, okay, dramatically, okay, the student success. And faculty are gonna be happier than ever before. That's what happened at my prior institution.
All right, thank you. Any other questions for Dr. Miller? All right, thank you, Dr. Miller. Lively discussion, thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, Staff Senate report, Mr. Gutierrez and Ms. Renteria. Is she online? Okay. Over to you.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the board, Vice President Peters. Thank you for the opportunity to present on behalf of Staff Senate. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give some, I know you got the our minutes from the last meeting, but we've kind of talked about those already. So what I'd like to do is just give it highlights of our last Staff Senate meeting. That was last Friday, September the 19th. So we did have Julie Gallegos gave an update to staff about the loss of the federal Title V grant funds and what that means for Santa Fe Community College. Staff Senate appreciates the update from Julie on how the college will move forward with the loss of these funds. Staff said and wanted to recognize our facilities and operations department, specifically the custodial crew, who take care of our office and area cleaning and all the event setups that happen at SFCC. These individuals now take part in our Staff Senate meetings, attending in person with an interpreter. And Staff Senate thanks them for all they do and are grateful for their attendance at our meetings. So we're very appreciative. We wanted to make sure that we gave a special shout out to our custodians and also our grounds crew and everyone in the facilities department. And then to add a piece from kind of what Dr. Miller said on the Faculty Senate report. I know that board member Dr. Gurman had asked, requested that we follow up on the Spanish translation of law enforcement on campus procedures that is already listed there. And I was contacted by Safety and Security Director Chris Gettler, and that has been completed and can be found on the SFCC Safety and Security website, which Vice President Peters said, and it's under documents. So it is now in Spanish, the current version of the procedures. So that has been translated.
And other than the website, has also been, this information been passed on to the staff?
I believe so. It's in the main, it's as Vice President Peters said, it's on that main page there for the safety and security, and all the documents are there. All the documents are listed there. So, and again, there was already a current one there. You had asked for us to make sure that we followed up on the translation because there was not a translated one, and now there is one on there.
I just want to make sure that staff members whose Spanish is their first language
Correct.
Get that document, because they might not know that it's on the website.
Absolutely. We can, and especially now that we do have a lot of them that are at our staff center, we can make sure that we let them know where they can find that, or if they wanted a copy, we can get them that copy for them.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And I'd like to yield the rest of my time to my co-chair, Michelle Renteria, if she'd like to add anything.
I noticed that, is it Zubi has his hand up? You have a question?
I did not put it down.
Oh, worries.
No, I'm lowering my, just having a hard time lowering it.
Oh, no worries. I just, thank you, Robert, so much. I just wanted to add that we continue to have many of our colleagues attend Staff Senate meeting in campus. Brenda Vasquez in HR has always been so helpful with getting the interpreter. We have 2 interpreters now, and the last meeting, 14 staff members attended in person on campus. That's it.
All right, thank you.
We're very excited that we have we're averaging about 60 staff members attending Staff Senate, so we're very excited about that.
That's great.
About 60, averaging about 60. Yes,
60.
That's great.
And you're having them virtual and in person,
I don't know what their
right?
secret
So they
That
can
is correct.
attend either way. That's awesome. That was really great. You do a great job getting information out, so thank you.
With that, we stand for any other questions.
All right, any other questions for Staff Senate? All right, thank you very much. Good job as usual. Okay. President's Report and Presentations. We have Employee of the Month and the President's Report with Vice President Peters. Over to you.
All right. Chair Pugh, members of the board, I'm delighted to let you all know that the Employee of the Month this month is Olga Reese, who is the ESL Coordinator in Adult Education. Olga has worked at SFCC for over 20 years. She was an adjunct instructor for the ESL program in adult education for many years. For the last 2.5 years, she has taken on the position of ESL program coordinator. Under her coordination, the ESL program statistics have increased substantially, exceeding the state mandates that come with our grant funding. Olga is always positive and brings an incredible mind and compassionate heart to problem solving, team building, and service to our adult education department, our ESL faculty, and the 500 plus students we serve each year. Without Olga, we would not be able to perform as well as we do and with the same energy, enthusiasm, and efficiency. So congratulations to Olga.
Has the Employee of the Month program changed? I thought we're changing it, like we didn't have one last board meeting.
I don't know. I can check on why that was that we didn't have one the last board meeting, but there may be some changes coming in the future. Audrey, do you have?
Yeah, we're working with HR to do it now instead of, because they had their own and then we had it.
Yeah, that's.
But we weren't getting people to respond.
So is this the new?
It's the new
the
way,
new
and it's going through HR now.
I think we had just a
Oh.
hiccup in between getting folks accustomed to the new system.
So now it's called WOW? Is that the new name? And do they get any, what do they get other than gift card? Okay, good.
It used to be a gift card, yeah. And do we even have the pass it forward award there where it goes from one employee to the other? Does that one no longer exist?
Right.
That's what the change is.
We've discontinued the pass it forward.
Combined to one. All right. I just was curious. Thank you.
All right. As far as the president's report goes, you all have that in your packets. I wanted to maybe hit just a few high points. The SFCC Career and Transfer Services will host a career fair on Wednesday, October 15th in the campus center. We've got lots of employers, including Santa Fe County, Christus, Lanel, FBI, and many more who are signed up to do that. Dr. Ortiz-Gallegos, do you know how many yet? 60 so far. So we have 60 folks signed up to have a table. Student engagement will host Hispanic Heritage Month celebration for October 1st. That's next week for students and employees. There is a pop-up exhibit of SFCC student Eric Landgraf's collage work, Maps of the Unseen, and that is in the Dean's Gallery over by Jim's office, and it's really something to see. Student engagement hosted a Fall Fest on Wednesday, August 27th in the courtyard, and there were 300 plus students and employees that were there. It was very festive, and folks seemed to have a great time. I was in charge of cheese on hamburgers. I put the cheese on the burger for those who wanted cheese on the burger. And it was great fun. SFCC Career and Transfer Services will host a transfer fair, and that happened on September 17th. And representatives from four-year schools were on campus and talked to students about academic programs. Also, the SFCC Student Parent Success Program is offering free live Zoom workshops for parents and caregivers this fall. Topics include learning through play, circle of security for parents, and family financial literacy. And so those started on September 16th, and they stretched through November, mid-November or so. Assistant Professor of English, Joseph Clemens, is presenting Hour of Departure at New Mexico Highlands University's Ray Drew Gallery through October 31st. He shares his poetry and his artwork under the name of James Mulholland. Stanley Eichelberger is a part of, along with Victor Tang and Paulina Smutko, they're featured artists in queer magnetism at the Santa Fe Community Gallery, and this exhibition runs through November 1st. Director of Workforce Development Monica Nair has been appointed to the Credential Engine Issuer Identity Registry Governance Advisory Group. Now, that is a mouthful, folks. September 2025 through February 2026, and she'll help shape the global standards for digital badging and credentials. And that's exciting for her to do. And then our collections and instruction librarian, Laura Smith, contributed a chapter to the new ACRL book, Valuing the Community College Library. And her piece highlights the SFCC's Family Study Room and how libraries can better support student parents. And so that's something that you all can access online. I also, this was made mention in Mr. Gutierrez's report, and it's something that you all already know, I know, but we've been notified that our Title V grant will be discontinued, has been discontinued. And we are, working to continue the good work that Title V grant has allowed us to get started and move forward. And so, we are hoping to just continue on and support all those initiatives as we have been.
On that point,
Yes.
how much was that, how much of a hit was that?
I'm going to let Dr. Morimoto give us the figures.
$1.7 million, $1.8 million.
Yeah.
Per year,
Oh, total.
Total.
Total left.
over the 5
Left.
years?
Over the 3 years. So
That's what we
the
had
first 2 years
left.
done. It was about close to $2.5 million. We spent basically the first 2 years of that money. So we've had, for the next 3 years, it's going to be about $1.8 million
That we won't have?
that we won't get.
That's right.
Okay.
Like we were promised, but now,
Yes.
Correct.
But to
you
adjust
never know,
to
wait
that.
another week and they might change their mind.
If that happens, I think everybody will be delighted.
Yeah, that would be great.
But the good news is a lot of the things, as you guys are aware, in the strategic plan was already titled, and I'm sorry, not titled, but it was matched, aligned with the Title V work because we believed in the work. So the good news is that we're going to keep doing the work.
Yeah, I think we have some money in the budget to continue to work. Great,
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks.
thanks.
Thank you. I have a question. So the career fair on Wednesday, October 15th, which is a fabulous opportunity. I might have to come to it myself. Do we know how many students typically attend? I remember, I think it was last year, or maybe the year before, coming out of COVID, it was fairly light, but
Chair Pugh, the numbers coming out of COVID were not great at all, but the numbers have increased every semester and every year. So this last September 17th event that we had for the transfer fair, there were over 30 institutions that were present in-state and out-of-state, and we saw a significant increase, and I believe they were reporting a 15% increase of student population. So students come in and they check in, and we give them a nice swag goodie bag. Thank you for coming, and these are your representatives here. This is what you should be prepared for. And so we're able to keep track of that. So we're anticipating at least another 100, 150, depending on, we always are very strategic. The team is very strategic on choosing the day. We look for classes that are offered on campus during that day, so we have the population here. They do a lot of marketing in collaboration with our marketing team, so we're hoping for another significant increase.
oh, good. Yeah, it's a great thing. It was great to just even attend it and see all the employers and,
Are you looking for another job?
yeah, another job. So thank you. I'm excited about it. Okay, any other questions for Vice President Peters? Member Gurman, should I just say it?
Yeah, I had
I
one.
heard you go,
I had one.
Okay.
From the President's report, I want to highlight this and learn more about it. Santa Fe Community College is now accepting applications for the hybrid and EV operations boot camp, a free training for qualified New Mexico resident. How do you get qualified to take this boot camp?
Are you looking for a
Chris will
job?
tell us.
No, I got an EV and a hybrid.
Board members, Board Member Gurman, thanks for the question. So this is a program that we are offering through the New Mexico Grow in partnership with the credit side and using the automotive lab and so on. People generally already are working in this industry, but they're wanting to learn more specifically about electric vehicles and hybrids. A lot of the students in the first class were fleet managers, for instance, in various governmental agencies, people that are working at repair shops now but haven't learned this new skill. So mostly they are folks who are already employed who are skilling up. It's a pretty intensive class. It's 14 weeks. There's a lot of quizzes and exams, and they do get industry certifications at the end of it. That's one of the classes that did not have a 100% completion rate. 3 students dropped out before the end for various reasons out of a group of 17 that were in the class. So we have an online application, people can apply, and we do a little bit of an interview with folks in advance to find out where are you working now, what skill are you trying to attain, and then what do you hope to do with it going forward.
Okay, so somehow I thought that was a credit program, but it's
At
not
this
yet.
time, it is not.
Okay,
It is being offered through as a non-credit intensive class and being paid for by the state appropriation. So the students, if we offered it to the students, they would probably have to pay about $2,500 for the course. So we're making a good investment in the workforce with that program.
I see that now in
So
your
14
list. Thank you.
Member,
So for 14 weeks, is that full-time or is that evenings? How does that work?
It's most of the day on Friday.
Okay.
It's probably 6 hours on a Friday.
It's 10 weeks.
Oh, it's 10 weeks. Excuse me. I'm inflating.
This 10-week course runs Fridays, October 3rd through December 19th at the ATC.
Okay.
And I think we have 14 people signed up right now for that class. We'll be offering another section of it in the spring as well.
That's great.
Yeah, I see from your report 17 signed up the first one. Yeah, cool.
Thank you.
great, thank you. Any
And
other questions?
For those people who do not know, there is an EV charger right next to the Automotive Technology Center. People don't know that. There's one. Yeah.
That is there. And I wanted to mention 2 other things. I'm sorry, I'm just realizing that I missed a page on my notes here. But just to say that there was a health fair, a community health fair from 9 to 2 this past Saturday that I understand was a raging success. I was not able to be there, but Terry has reported that there were tons of people and that it was really wonderful. And then we also had a fantastic joint open house with IAIA, and this was the 4th annual joint open house, and that was also, we had tons of people and all sorts of exciting things going on that day, and outside in the courtyard and in the campus center, so that was exciting too. Yep.
All right, thank you. Right, any questions for Vice President Peters? No? Okay, thank you so much. Board reports, discussion, and other business. Any business from the board members?
I'd like us to look into what we're doing in terms of the federal agents if they do come onto campus. I've been working with a lot of small businesses in Santa Fe to work on building up their defenses against federal agents coming into their businesses. And there is a way, if there is the right type of sign saying employees only, ICE and federal agents cannot enter that without a federal judge signed warrant. So a lot of organizations are now putting someplace, and with such a sprawling campus, we should probably have places that like that throughout campus, spread out fairly well. So I'd like to see to it that we look into that. What are the possibilities, and where might we put that? Where would the employees like areas like that to be? Because it's without that, they often, the ICE agents come with an administrative warrant, which does not give them access to employee-only areas. So I'd like to see us look into that and how we might implement that to for what I expect is an eventuality that they will be coming to our campus.
Okay, Vice President Peters, is there someone that maybe Zuby can reach out to that share some of that information?
I think we need to speak with marketing, and I can take this information to the president, and we can, explore what other options we have and share that information with you all.
Okay, that sounds good.
I can get some information to you about what legally these areas have to be like in order for them to be only for employees.
Okay, sounds good.
Great.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, public comments. Do we have any public comments?
There are no public comments.
Thank you, Audrey. All right, announcement of the next board meeting. So the governing board work session, the next one will be Wednesday, October 8th, 2025 at 3 p.m. That'll be in the President's Conference Room. And then during the month of October, we actually, many of the board members aren't going to be here the week of the governing board meeting, so we voted to move that back. So please note that the governing board meeting in October will be on Wednesday, October 29th, 2025 at 3 p.m. And it will be here in the boardroom. And so with that, if there's nobody has anything else? Anybody? Going once, going twice? Okay. Move to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second?
All in favor? Aye. Did you say aye?
Aye.
Okay, all right. I just want this to be noted, the shortest meeting on
Robert looks,
record.
Robert
All
was
right,
disappointed.
we're adjourned.
You look like you wanted to stay another